Peace, HHDG. We are on another episode of HHDG Media podcast. As always, shout out to everyone that is continuously tuning in through our YouTube channel, as well as our Facebook group, HHDG. Once again, as always, you wouldn't see my face if it wasn't for our company, HHDG Media Inc., which consists of our 5 owners, Rock Vader KB, myself, Wiki, T. Smith, Demir, and also Skelly Top. As you can see on our bottom banner, you can always go to our website, hhdgmedia.com, for the latest music, our merch, upcoming events, and also some of our written interviews. For tonight, we have, once again, another established, dope artist, repping Massachusetts. We just recently had someone up here. He might be familiar with them, but we'll speak on that when we present them. And he has a unique and beneficial ability, of rocking in 2 languages effortlessly. Does it all the time. And, the market is open, to expand to more and more listeners that way. And I'd say it's a welcoming to so many other artists of other cultures, that span more than just our continent that we're speaking from right now. And that ability alone is something that could just open up so many more avenues and doors outside of music. And that's the beauty of it right there. But alongside that is the lyricism. I mean, the man speaks his life. He speaks of what he's come through. He speaks of his culture. And at the same time, all the ill lyrics come through proper, not just from his hometown, but the essence of hip hop. And he just dropped the dope new album, Sincero, yesterday, which is exclusively on his Bandcamp, which we will be dropping a link for y'all to definitely go out and support the same way I did. And got some well-known producers on there. One of my favorites, Chuck Chan. I believe Mateo Getz is on there as well. And Serious Beats is another one. But we're going to dive into the others like Dan Murphy as well, and Diddy Broker as well. I know there's a few others I'm not remembering off the top of my head right now. But again, like I said, seasoned because he's got other projects out there. 2 last year. The Drop Part 2 came out, as well as Gatilio, and others previous to that was Eye of the Beholder. That was an older project right there. And what was the other one I remember? The Iceman. Sorry, I'm correcting myself on that. So, he's definitely got projects out there that you need to go out there and listen to. And he's always, repping the New England area with certain artists from the area, like Josh Rockwell, shout out to Lou Hefner as well. And can't leave out High Speed Network's own King Arthur. So it speaks for itself right there. He's got the talent surrounding him, and steel sharpens steel. So we definitely going to dive into that, as well as him coming up in his hometown, South Framingham. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce for the first time on HHDG Media, Louie Sincere.
What's going on? It's a pleasure.
Peace.
Appreciate you having me on.
Appreciate it. Definitely.
Very, very superb intro. Love that.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate that.
One of the things I think we as people that don't make music, I've been, listening to music a long time. My uncle got me into DJ. I still DJ. You see some of the vinyl in the back.
Right.
Um, on the other side of that is you gotta give that appreciation to the artists and the producers that are making the music. So if I'm gonna take the time to sit here and speak with you the same way you giving me that energy,
Right.
got you got to speak on what we know. So am I really listening to the music? You know,
Right.
I've heard it a lot of times. You know, people getting interviewed and these people have no clue who this person is. They could just be the hottest person right now, so they want to interview him, and no research, not really a fan. So
No deep dives, no
yeah,
informational seeking, nothing of that nature. Yeah, it's it's definitely a problem when it comes to that. Like people just do it for the clicks and to build off their brand when realistically the artist is really what makes the brand what it is. And
yeah,
and it's great also to just stumble upon great artists and doing it. You have to have the love for it.
that's the key right there. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, definitely. See you rocking the Celtics jacket
Oh
right
yeah,
there.
man. Throw that on, today. Smooth. I felt like, in this game, just got to make sure I'm, aware of everything that's going on. I got to rep my, my surrounding areas, Massachusetts. We only about 20 minutes from Boston, so yeah, man, it's great being here.
All right, dope, dope, man. So tell us a little bit about South Framingham.
It's diverse, man, especially with the music. That you can get anything you want here. It's a very it's a mid-sized area. There's surrounding areas not too far from here that are big cities, Worcester, Boston, and it's since I've been here, I was born here,
Hmm.
so I've seen it all in all areas. I've seen everything, the polish, the rugged. I've seen it all over here. You'll find anything you know you're seeking, whether it be positive or negative. I mean, you're gonna find that anywhere. But realistically, it's always been a vibe from being from out here.
Got you. So it's definitely a melting pot over there.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Cool, cool. Now, of your heritage of being Puerto Rican, how is the community out there?
Oh, it's actually really big, man. If I'm not mistaken, maybe like around the late '70s, there was a lot of people, Puerto Ricans moving in over here. Of course, you know of them, shifting, going towards New York and
Hmm.
'60s, '70s, Connecticut, all of New England too. There is a very big Puerto Rican population here. I'll tell you that. So yeah, I've been blessed enough to, like I said, seen all walks of life. But my Puerto Ricans is just we can see each other from anywhere. It's like, yeah, yeah, it's Puerto Rican. How you doing? And I don't even need to know you. It's like, yeah, what's up?
Got you, got you. Mm. So in most Latin cultures, Spanish is would be like in a lot of countries, the native language is what you're gonna hear growing up. So
Right.
was that always what you heard growing up?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's that's it is what it is with that.
Hmm.
Spanish was just all I was around. And then having to go to school, it's like it's dope because then I'm in school and it's like speaking English is just like it was normal for me too. But right when you get home, it's like right when you walk in the door, it's a whole different world. And it's like it brings me back so much because from when my grandma used to be cooking and stuff, going from the school lunches, I used to hate that. And then just walking right into my grandma's house and it's like all you smells Spanish food, Puerto Rican food is then it's like I changed my whole, it's like a button, and then it's like I'm a different person in that aspect. And it was dope growing up that way. definitely learned a lot too, being of that culture. A lot of the do's and don'ts in life, man, that you know, unfortunately, a lot of people don't really know that, you know, but it's, it's had its perks, and I'm very grateful to have been raised that way.
That's great. That's great. Have you been to the island?
Yes, I have. So the last time I went was when I was 14 years old.
Mhm.
I went for my aunt's wedding. I'm actually going to be going this year. I'm gonna be bringing my kids. I got 4 kids, so and they've never been there. I
Ah,
feel like it's super important to get them into their culture,
absolutely.
because it's what we got. It's the you know again, the information is always important to extend to people, and especially my kids. They need to know where it all started. So it's dope. Yeah, I'll be going soon too.
That's great. Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, I went once, and it's amazing how vast the island is, from the
oh yeah,
mountainous areas to the coastline. Everything's
right.
different. I
Have
was in,
everything there.
I went
Yep.
to the caves in Mocha.
Okay.
I was out in Aguadilla,
Oh wow, there you go.
Ponce,
Ponce, that's my family
uh,
from too.
Boquerón.
Okay, that's awesome, man. That's good. That's good. You got to experience that, because
Yeah,
a lot of people they don't know until they step foot over there. I'm telling you, they're not going to want to leave.
yeah, it's great. And I say this all the time: the best tour guides are the people that live there, not
Absolutely.
not the actual tour guides in the typical San Juan area and stuff like that.
Right, right. Gets a little dicey speaking on that, but we that's exactly what we do. I mean, like I said, we've been grateful to have a lot of family still out there. So when we head out there, we're gonna go visit our family and take a ride around the island.
So, so cool, cool. Now, do you have any older siblings that got you into hip hop, or was it just the people around you?
So it
That
was Yeah, so it was the people around me. It was my uncle mainly. My uncle, shout out to Papu. He's big inspiration into how I got into hip hop. I mean, when I was a kid, he had CDs on CDs in the CD cases, Onyx, Busta Rhymes. He had it all, the Wu Tang, everything. Uh, and that kind of like really like perked my interest a lot as a youngin', because now, if we want to talk about it, like me being raised with only my mother,
hmm
around those times in the 90s, it was the house music, all those, those hits down around the time, 112. I mean, so I have a very uh, I have a big love for music in general, but hip hop is really what made me do what I want to do now.
got you. Mm. Yeah, I think in most cultures, I think above anything else, music is, it's ingrained in almost every culture.
Right, it is.
And I think the one of the things that should always be done is pass on that culture to the youth.
Yeah, absolutely. It's vital, I feel. It's definitely vital, because um now this isn't to downplay anything that's going on now, because like I said, I'm a big fan of music in general. I could find a sound and I just gravitate towards it all. But to really know of how certain things are what they are now, and certain hip hop elements, you know what I mean, and all the sounds you hear of where it came from,
Mhm.
it's essential, man. It's like, if you really love this music, man, that's you got to do that deep dive. You got to do those research.
Yeah,
There's days I go sample hunting, just to sample hunt, and I save all, you know what I mean, and I find so much things of my heritage, of African sounds, and also Caribbean. It's just very unique to me. It's like I feel amazing when I hear that type of music, man. Definitely the beats to my own drum.
yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Mm. Did you play any instruments?
Yeah, when I was young, I did the trumpet. You know, so I thought I was cool with it. I was terrible. My mom used to not even want to hear that because we'd have to rent out those instruments. And oh god, the trumpet. I didn't know how hard it was until I really put my focus on it. But you could even ask my mother, you couldn't have me put that down at all.
Ah,
And
okay.
then now that wow, you really got me thinking now. Now that I think about it, I remember how devastated I was when I had to return it. So
Ah,
now that damn that's yeah, that's how it was then, man. It's like, it was ingrained in me.
that's dope. It's unfortunate that most schools don't push for music the way they used to.
Right.
So that's why, like I said, it's vital. Whatever culture you're from, there's always music there that is somehow passed down, even if it's not learning the instrument. Knowing about them.
Right. Yeah, it is, man. Definitely is.
Cool. Now I want to talk about 2018. You put out the drop.
Yeah.
You had a track on there, Organ Harvest.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah, man. Uh, yeah.
Yo, that one really stuck out for me.
So yeah, man. Like I was in a different space around that time. So when I did the drop, I was back and forth from Mass to Florida. My mother resides in Florida, so I was going back and forth, and I don't know. I felt for some reason internally, I felt like something was wrong.
Mm,
Because there's a lot of I had a crazy past, a crazy history in my life, so the fact that I had to jump from state to state to go visit my mother, to go do this and that, I just started writing, man, and I couldn't stop. And that's how the drop came about. And actually, it's one of my favorite works, and it's actually one of my comrade King Arthur's favorite works too. Um, he actually checked that joint out, and he goes, "What are you doing with this?" Like, well, I just thought
wow.
I said, "Oh, I'm just throwing it out there like that." He goes, "That's stupid." like I because in the beginning it was like nothing to me. I was just writing and throwing it out there for the world for free. Again, there's nothing wrong with you know um you know giving people some things for them to chill with, but he's the one that really told me, yo, this is crazy. And that started my engine a little bit. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
lie. That started my engine a little bit. Like, hey, you know what? I might not be as bad because I was always second guessing myself, and you know that project. I definitely go back to that project too when I need inspiration. Fun fact.
Mm, that's what's up.
Yeah,
Glad I brought that up.
yeah, man. You asking all the right questions, man.
Now, being that you just mentioned King Arthur, big shout out to the whole high speed network. We got to talk about how y'all met and why he called you and Josh Rockwell the Puerto Rican Mob Deep.
um, Shout out Jost Rockwell, man. That's my brother.
He's tuning in as well.
That's my brother right there, man. That's my blood brother like that. You know what I mean? But man, uh, we used to just rap. Me and Jost would just be in the studio just rapping. We just write on the spot, rap, put it on the track, throw it on SoundCloud. Like I said earlier, like nothing. Um, King Arthur had hit me up. He's actually he knew him. I met King Arthur through Jost Rockwell.
Mm-hmm.
So King Arthur was just digging the sounds, and he's like, "Yo, y'all really y'all sound like the Puerto Rican Mob Deep." And we sort of ran with that. We were like, "Yo, that's dope," because that's the type of music we listen to anyways. And that's what made us made us keep going. Yo, big shout out to King Arthur, man. Like he's definitely the man. He's my brother. He's my brother, man.
Yeah, there's certain people out there in the music that do so much behind the scenes, and King Arthur, he's one of them.
Right, and I'm here to tell everyone with the utmost respect, High Speed is coming. High Speed Network is coming. Like we're gonna be, oh man, it's gonna be rain showers full of this. King Arthur is a driving force. He's the reason I am where I am right now, having interviews, taking this stuff seriously, sharpening my blade. He's the greatest inspiration I've ever had in pursuing this musical career. Not only that, he's dropped so many gems I can't keep count. In life and everything.
That's what's up. Yeah, I know he, like I said, he does a lot, not just behind the scenes, but just all work.
Oh man, have you heard this? I mean,
what was that?
He's crazy. His bars is insane. I'm gonna tell you something now too. I actually study a lot of his work. Because a lot of the way that he raps is just like high tech to me, and I never really been that way until, like I said, I got to know him personally.
Yep, man, and then he's one of those people that killing the guest features too. And I know just recently, the Hairline Brothers, the supervisor in Northside Dro, he's on that Step Back joint going on.
Shout out to them. Big shout out to them. Yeah, he went crazy, man. Like sometimes this is a little joke between me and him. Sometimes I'm worried if I even want him on a song. It's like that. It's my brother, man.
Shout out King Arthur. He just started tuning in as well.
It's my guy.
Respect.
Man.
We're gonna talk later, man, because I've been speaking with him, in the past before, so he will definitely be on here as well.
Can't wait for that,
man. So being that we're talking about some of the work that he does behind the scenes, I want to give the people the visuals of the video that he shot and edited.
Right.
LT2S.
Yeah, last trip to Scotland too. Off the Raekwon joint. Yeah.
Yep. Let's get into that real quick.
Fuck the pallbearers, I'm all terror, all terror.
You start that from the beginning.
That was shot here.
Right. Sincere. Back like cook crack, baby. Back at it like a crack addict. Go. Fuck the pallbearers, I'm all terror. Ulterior motives, he wrote this with the intentions of flooding your terrace. Bricks off the clearance. Fuck your appearance, man. Look like a dealer, but to me, look like you wait at the sheriff. When that is swindled a cannon to Kimbo. Snatch up every scammer, liquidated Venmo. Crescendo. Puerto Ricans known for slashing. Gun muzzle flashes, the cashing checks, pussy splashes. Hit the deck, early access. They yelling, please don't jack us. We came in through the rafters, held them up and flip the mattress. This that Mad Max gun clap, gun rap. Eliminating all those that wear that dust cap. They want some sweet shit on an island dressed in white tongue-in-cheek shit while I'm comfy in the streets, bitch. This ain't New York spit, mass only, but at least I'm far from phony. Your bitch think I might wanna ride a pony. Fuck y'all and your homies. Get bored with the macaroni. Get your head split like abalone. I only spit shit that I feel is real. That feds right at your heels. That off the alcohol, now I got the chills. That I'll only kill if I feel it might squeal. Now you hear my style. I went wild in 2008. Little menace letting all these drugs marinate. Deep in core files, swimming to get me an honest break. You a pig that couldn't fly straight. You a hostile. Yeah, I'm posted in front of your casa. Wait, don't stop until I get money like the Powerball. Cowards fall. Shorty's your prize, but I'll stick it in that sour raw. I'm the matador who settle scores in line with crimes. I'm stuck to them like Siamese. That'll get you connected to obvious. Obviously, we came to tear it up. You scared of what? What team you know that got rap ops pairing up? Shit, fair enough. High speeds of military. Leave them wary. Shit is scary. Dysentery, we the shit. Visionaries with guns on hips. We a pack of psycho pits, dogging cuties, puffing doobies. Shit. The flesh of my flesh, the blood of my blood, the lead in the gun. They sprint and they run. The wheels I got spun, and so did the web. We come from the mud, the shooter sees red. Yeah, I'm cool with the plug, the scar to the face. Bars in the case, that broad is a waste. I hit it, then shake. I don't get put in the sky, just float like a fake. Grinding for a house with a gate, with my initials and fast stakes on my plate. Don't ever get it twisted, I've been enlisted. High speed, pistol popping like pistons. That cocaine, they glisten. I show improved on my mission. Had to cut ties, I made that decision.
Crazy. Crazy. First video down here. Yeah, that was a tough one, man. I enjoyed that a lot. I enjoyed not only doing the track, but definitely getting that video out there. That was a good time.
Nice. And that energy, on the track.
Right.
Sometimes when you listen to a song, you always wonder how that artist is gonna perform it. And
right.
Then,
yeah.
The way that video came out was exactly, how that energy was from that whole track.
And not only that, man, that's me in real life. Like, you hang out with me and the guys long enough, you're gonna have a good time, man. It's never it's edge of your seat shit, It's like, we like to have fun, we like to be vibrant, we like to be, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But yeah.
Now, being that you are so easily capable of rhyming in Spanish and in English, at what point in your career did you know that I can do it either way, and then see, the end result of, like I was saying in the intro, of certain fans, gravitating to that?
I knew very early on. The only thing is I really didn't have a formula and how to execute it properly. Again, coming from a life where it was switch on, switch off, it didn't work out for me in the beginning, if I must be honest. It was me, experimenting with it, actually, like what you're supposed to do as an artist. Play around with your flow, versatility, pairing it with great beats. Because I'm gonna be real with you, like I have to piggyback off of a beat sometimes if I'm gonna speak in Spanish. I gotta make sure like what I'm saying is gonna complement the beat as well, and that's how I work in general. And the Spanish, man, it's all I know is I be getting the shorties with it like crazy too. Like, so, incorporating it too. Like right now, it's like, it's just me now. It's Louie Sincere, man. So you expect to hear me bringing you in and out of that world.
Got you. And with a name like Louie Sincere, again, and you just gave a proper example after watching the video. You said, how you see on the video, that's how I am in real life.
Absolutely.
So break down, that honesty that comes out of you and how that name came to be.
I feel like honesty is essential in life in general. To be a sincere individual is also to be human. To really like understand uh, of these things that we call life, you know. And it's just me, man. At the end of the day, that's really the only way I can explain it. Um, it's just who I am, and I've heard it countless times throughout my life, and I literally like, you know, I just took it. And with that being said, I was Louis sincere after that moment. Of course, I experimented with a bunch of names and whatnot, but that was the only one that really felt honest, felt real about me.
Gotcha. Perfect.
I try, man. I try, man. I try to explain it right. You know, sometimes I'll just, you know, but
Now this we spoke about King Arthur and Jost Rockwell as well. Um, who are some other artists from Massachusetts that you've known and worked with for quite some time?
um, man, it's a handful of people. Um, too many. I don't want to like leave out certain people. Um, you know, but it's we've had a great ride in this thing, man, over here. Um, you know, I can name, you know, Havoc House, J Biz. I've worked with Young Bigs from here. Um, again, I don't want to leave a people out. Because right now I'm, you know, but King Arthur, Jost Rockwell, you know, yeah, man. It's been like I said, man, it's been a great ride and doing this music, man. It's just it is what it is, man. 100% Cash Rock, great friend of mine. He's a genuine friend. You know, Esco out of Waltham. You
Mm,
know, this, you know, like I said, there's so many people within since I've been rapping since 2009. Oh man, that it's just like, yeah.
gotcha. Now I meant to ask when I brought up King Arthur and calling you the Puerto Rican Mob Deep. So who's Havoc and who's Prodigy?
Oh man, I'm Havoc, man. If I must be like, you know, Jost Rockwell is definitely the prodigy of this, man. You know, recipes to Prodigy, of course. Yeah, man, that's I mean, like I said, when we were told that, we were like, well, who's who? And then it was like, okay, that's really how it is. Jost Rockwell got a swag to him that's just like unmatched from anybody I've ever met. And that you could put that likeness towards Prodigy, how he had a way of rapping that really grabbed your attention with his swag, with his style. And I feel like Havoc is a more direct MC when he MCs. You know what I mean? So yeah, I could say it like that.
Hmm. Dope. MCing, plays an instrument. Um, any other aspects in hip hop culture that you've tried out? Graffiti, DJing.
Oh, I mean, I've had my share of vandalism, but nah, man, just I used to break dance. I wasn't that good at it. I thought I was nice, you know. Luckily, I had a good friend group that told me I sucked. But you know, yeah, I dabbled in all of it, man. Now the DJing, not so much. That's ironic though, because my father's actually a real DJ. So maybe you know what I mean, like. So yeah, man.
Cool. Mm. Before we get into Sincero, um, there's another track I wanted to talk about, and this one was on I Had to Beholder. It was the Grand Plot.
Mm.
Tell me how that whole that track came to be?
It's an angry person. It's an angry person through and through. A person that um, seeks answers without going to having to go and find out himself. That thinks everything should be told to him right then and there, instead of a person that's just stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Angry person that's just stuck. Says the wildest shit. If you could tell, the first verse is just a mind that is deteriorating, wants to cause havoc, no pun intended. Yeah, that I really enjoy that joint. The beat itself is so melodic. It definitely takes you. When I listen to that, I shut my eyes. I'm sent somewhere else. It's one of my favorite joints actually from that project.
Mm-hmm. Shout out to Dan Murphy.
Dan Murphy. Shout out
did
to
the whole project.
Big
and he also did quite a few tracks on your new album as well.
That's my guy, man. That's me and him. We we work. That's the thing. We're consistent with each other. So when he sends me beats, he doesn't know if he'll get a email the next day and it's like 5 songs done, and he's like, yeah, what? We have a really good work ethic with each other regarding this.
That's great.
And he's a chill dude. Like, I could talk to him, and he's got a family. I've got a family. Like, I could relate a lot to him, and he's on the other side of the world. And it's dope because that's another thing when it comes to seeking knowledge and seeing how people are. It's like there's people that's just like me and you, and a different side of the world, share the same interests. Just just rocks a different flag, and that's dope to me.
Definitely is, man. When you started working on the new project, are you always the type that you have a vision of how you want to construct everything? Do you build it around an album title? How does your work ethic come with creating the album?
It always starts with a vision, man. It always starts with a vision. I'm really bad at sometimes losing. I lose a lot of focus sometimes, but the moment I come back into doing a project, I'm right back to where I was, which is great. It's like I never lost the mojo in what I'm creating. But it's definitely that's definitely how I do it. Not only that, the beats as well. Once I know I have a good folder of beats, I'm like, oh, these sound crazy together like that. I'll base. I mean, it changes. That's what I like doing when it comes to projects. I like giving you something different. Like maybe the next project I go a little I'll step out of bounds in the way I do my formula, just for the sake of trying to do something else. But it does indeed start with a vision first, and Sincero was that, bringing my heritage into play, but while also dipping in and out of certain lanes in this rap industry. And I say rap because it's there's everything in rap, man. They got so many sounds, and it's like, for me, as who I am, I really can't keep up. So I'm just gonna rock with what I like. If I'm a year or two late, so be it. I'll tell you right now, you won't hear Louie Sincere. You won't hear you'll hear me kill whatever is being constructed. I'm a kill it. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Dope. Now we gotta talk about the lead single, Siempre Siento. For those that are not familiar, 100%. And we know about the Big Pun joint. So, break down why you wanted to go this route with this vibe, which it came out perfect. And it definitely, again, it shows, which I didn't say yet, shows how diverse you are with not just the song construction, but
Right.
the style of songs that you put out on not just your new album, but your previous albums as well.
Right. Okay, here we go. We're going back in time. So, when I was in middle school, man, we used to go to these parties, Puerto Rican parties, in the basement of all the surrounding projects we used to live at. And reggaeton used to be playing like crazy. And not only reggaeton, salsa, bachata, we getting in our, getting it in down there. We having fun. It's definitely, and I'm a big Pun fan too. I've always been. His lyrical abilities too is also unmatched. You're really not gonna get somebody like Pun like that.
True.
So that sample has always been hypnotic to me. And I've always, for a very long time, said, yeah, I got to do something to that, but I got to do it right, because this joint wasn't to just, I'm gonna spit a couple bars and do whatever. I'm also shouting out the island, because without the island, I wouldn't be having those basement celebrations when I was younger. We were young, we were chasing the girls, and I wanted to bring that vibe into the song, and it's just, it was a good record. I had like 3 versions of it, actually. That's a fun fact. I had 3 versions of it. One that was, I think I have it somewhere. One that I thought was the one, and this one ended up being the one that I chose for obvious reasons. It being like an anthem, so to say. Yeah, so that's really what it is. It's like bringing how I felt as a young kid in those days, and I wouldn't have it any other way. The sample is just. I hope to listeners that I did a good job on it.
Definitely did.
Thank you.
And shout out the producer, Diddy Broker.
Right. I got sent that beat from a friend of mine, and I definitely was I'm like, oh, this is it. And again, it's you gotta sample that right,
That's true.
like, because I've heard it on drill types, I've heard it on slow boom baps. It really didn't stick to me like this one did. So I had to try to complement the beat the best way I could.
True that. Let's let the people hear that track real quick.
Appreciate it.
For the culture, the gang was torture and cost a fortune. Cada semana showing up in Dolce on the court date. Had the lean simmering in my organs. Shawty, you'll turn them demagogue and turn your kids into orphans. I need my portion. El Halagatillo from south of Boston. Bitch from Rio, she caused exhaustion. Kick your fundio, I'm not from here, I'm a Martian. Kilo money got me flossing. Tread with caution, you hear me? Trapping out the Camry, can't scam me. I know if the pussy's a Grammy. See me and turn Sammy. Sosa with the coca, got him clammy. Generals guided by sales of illegal minerals. Slap your mammy. They call us criminals, I call us pivotal. Somos Latino, we turn these dreams into the physical. El Huncho, sincero, mi mano pica, lambecrica. No deja tu mujer solita. Orgulloso, el poderoso, el oso. Dreaming of bolos of cash and women. On the beach of San Juan in the finest linen. I'm winning with the bandidos plotting and hitting licks. We inflict pain, we serve stones and carry sticks. So you telling me something won't do shit. It's time to pack it up. The way she vacuums up, put her on the corner. Gangsta zona, daddy yaki persona. Gasolina, boricua still dodging Rona. Lambete bicho, find me chilling, eating picho. Hitting it raw, agarrando esos chichos. El muñequito tumbando la llave de perico. El futuro, en la estrella todo está escrito. That means that I'm a star. Went from smoking roaches to smoking out the pound, rolling OZ. La vecina's nosy, I'm cozy. Put your hands up, put your hands up, put your hands up. Vayamos, Yabucoa, vayamos. Río Piedra, Ponce, Cataño, Carolina, Aguadilla, Sidra. Put your hands up, put your hands, put your hands, put your hands up. Put your hands, put your hands, put your hands up.
Perfectly executed.
Appreciate it. In that little short time too, I knew I wasn't gonna have all the time in the world to like shout out everyone everyone on that island. So I know I'm gonna get flack for somebody like, oh, you didn't shout out where I'm at. I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. But yeah.
Can't get everybody, but that's how it's gonna be.
Yeah, that's how it's gonna be, man. It's a whole island, and salute to PR, man. Puerto Rico, esto pa' ustedes. We're gonna get this.
Yep. Now I'm gonna go back myself on my own history of listening to your music, and it started with dope product with
Right.
Jules Rockwell, and how I discovered y'all was years ago through SoundCloud, because SoundCloud is where I found a lot of artists, and I like to go down the rabbit hole. So once I found the work that the two of you did, then I started finding solo work on SoundCloud as well.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure one of my older computers, like I got a bunch of music still on the hard drive of y'all music.
Wow, I'm honored to hear that, man. I appreciate that. That's crazy to me. That's amazing.
Another artist that I've been listening to for years, and I know you work with him on the track Elite, Magno Garcia.
Oh yeah, shout out to Magno, man. That was a good record, man. That was a good record with Bank Shot.
Yep.
That was a good joint, man. Damn, I forgot about that. That's a good joint. I'm gonna have to bring that back.
Yeah, that's crazy. Was Bank Shot's from Australia, right?
Yeah. He was one of the first people overseas that I worked with. Back in, I think it was 2018 is when I reached out to him. I think he had like a project on Dat Piff when datpiff.com was still running. So yeah, that's how far back it was. And again, I'm the type of person that, you know, I want to get to know you. I'm not just going to jump on a joint. And, you know, some people it's harder to, you know, of course, I'm not going to chase you, you know, if you don't want to, like, you know, speak on creating some art, and then I'm not going to chase you. But, you know, I usually, the work that I do try my best to really get to know these people, because that's really what it is too, man. It's going half on an art piece, you know.
Definitely. If you hear any howling in the background, that's because how windy it's gotten over there.
Oh wow. Okay, man. It was windy over here too, man.
Yeah.
Probably not as much as over there, but yeah, it's been windy out here.
Now, being that we speaking on producers, I want to continue on with that with the new album. the producers you work with definitely complement the diverse style that you have, and it made the album, you know, complete. You know, when if you, it's not, you know, certain albums you can tell that it's not sequential with the tracks, the songs, the skits, but the way this is put together is definitely something you have to start from the first track.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So let's go through the tracks. Let's start with the Perfect Work of Art.
Yeah, Dan Murphy, man. Again, salute Dan Murphy, Australia, man. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Yo, his work. I got folders that still like, oh man, I'll just play him just off the rip and just have a good time vibing. And if something comes out, something comes out. Dan Murphy, good man.
Nice. And that, you know, I don't know what that vocal sample is that he used in there, but
I don't ask questions.
It worked perfect. Yeah. And then the
the sample for the sincere.
Yeah, the vocal sample.
Yeah, I found that.
Okay.
Sorry, I found that.
All right.
Yeah, just to describe what the fuck we about to do right now, you know.
That was dope.
Appreciate it.
That was a good find right there.
Yeah, man.
And then the Perfect. I mean, track 2. I mean, the name speaks for itself. Phenomenal exertion.
Whatever it takes, whether I'm, you know, up the street trying to catch my breath, I'm gonna take what's yours. I'm out. I'm gonzo. You know, that's Mateo Getz, man, Framingham native. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Havoc House, man. Shout out. He did his thing on that beat, man. That's you know what's crazy? I knew that was gonna be like track 2 or like the start, because it's just the energy was like in your face, ready to go, ready to rock, you know. And yeah, shout out to Mateo Getz.
And then track 3,
Flo Callejon.
Yeah,
that Hochi
I don't want to mess it up.
Yeah, now you're good. Hochi 808 made that beat. That beat was also given to me from an associate of mine. He's actually hard to get in contact with. That beat is definitely like I had to. The way that it sounds and to incorporate the Spanish, it paired perfectly, you know. And again, another send off, just getting it started, getting it started, and a lot of you know, a lot of bass in that. You drive that in the car, man, you can hear that a mile away. That's crazy.
I can imagine.
Yeah, man.
Because I listened to it at home and I could tell.
Oh yeah. Oh, and a big shout out to Graybeard Recording Studios, Monty Dale. He's the one that actually mix and mastered my joints too, to make them sound like that. Make sure that they at the proper level, you know. Shout out to him.
Definitely. And it has it's not, I wouldn't say call it gritty. It has almost like a stealth type of feel vibe to it.
I like that. Like that. That's actually a good way to describe that. I'm gonna go with that.
And then the next track, Triple Beam Schemes.
Yeah. Great beat. Chuck Chan.
Yep.
His sound is so unique.
Home team.
You know, when I listen to his joints, I feel like I'm walking into an underground lair full of criminals. That's exactly how I feel when I listen to his joints. And now don't get me wrong, he's got joints that is just, you know, they up here too. They're not necessarily such a dark sound, but he's the guy, man, and we've actually been talking a lot. So who knows, you know.
Yeah, I think I got like two of his instrumental, projects on cassette, and
Crazy.
and he just recently did, the project with my hometown, Staten Island, Squeegee Oblong
Yeah.
project. Another
Upset
good project.
Antagonist. Upset Antagonist is great. It's a great record.
Yep. Next track, Pit Stop.
Mm. We're gonna
You
let
know,
the we gonna we, I ain't even gonna speak on it. We're gonna
let
let
it speak for itself.
yeah, let it speak for itself, the listeners. Actually, that's a big ode to the Big Pun. That's a big ode to
I
his
definitely caught that. Yep.
because then as you can tell, the next joint is
Yep. Cien
you
por
know
ciento.
100%. Diddy Broker did a great job on that beat. That beat was passed on to me from a friend of mine. It's like we talked earlier, man. It definitely put me in a different place in terms of really displaying not only lyrics but like the Latin element behind it, and it was definitely a fun record.
Yep. And then the next track, critically acclaimed. This, before you even started rhyming, the track gave a like an old school sci-fi, just dystopia type of vibe to it.
Right. Yeah, it's Dolce Vita, great beats. Been following him for a while. That beat definitely, it's the same thing as you probably took when you first heard it. Is the reason why I chose that to be a
Mm.
part of it. And it definitely sets the tone for what's next. Um, so yeah, it's a great record, critically acclaimed. Is basically what I strive to be. I want to be the best, not only the best. I want to make sure that my art's heard. I want to be, you know, I want this stuff to be timeless.
Mhm.
So, and that's what I got from that. And I did a little singing on the hook, you know, try to try to take you somewhere else for a second, like, oh. But yeah, that was a fun record too. That as well was a fun record.
Yep. And then we got the King Arthur feature on QS3.
Uh, yeah, production is real. That was a good joint. Um, that that joint speaks for itself, man.
Hmm.
Honestly, for a joint like that, I really can't explain it as well because my brother's not here to explain his part of it. But when we locked in, the first thing we thought of was um also to give an ode to the Quiet Storm,
Yeah.
but in a way where we're still like, it's us, Um the radio edit was probably my favorite part of making that record because I wanted to do it like the Lil Kim remix where
Okay.
um they there's glass breaking and the swords. I think it's actually like maybe it's like I don't know, but it's like I wanted to do it like that, and that
Hmm.
was a fun joint to do too. King Arthur obliterates that joint. That's another one I was upset with in a good way. I'm like, why
Yeah.
you got to do that to me, man?
And as the producer's name pronounced again, you said
Real.
Real. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Good record.
I like how
Detroit.
he flipped that.
It's a
That was
Detroit
dope.
stamp. It's a Detroit style. Now that we're getting into those type of topics, that's
Hmm.
another reason why I wanted to move into a lane like that. In Puerto Rico, actually, they're doing that. Um, you know, in Spanish. So I'm like, I gotta do something too in my own way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, they've jumped on those type of beats. So that is kind of an ode to that too. Little hidden side note for you.
Dope. Next, we got the Dan Murphy produced track, Appalachian.
Appalachian is my joint.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, hey.
Excuse me, sorry.
Yeah.
Something happened to my microphone.
Are you muted right now?
Got me back?
Yep, I hear you.
So Appalachian, man, that's a good record.
Appalachian, sorry.
It's funky, man. I love it. You know, it reminds me of the 70s. All that disco shit, man. And his sample work too is crazy on that. And I wanted to have fun with that, you know. I wanted to do my own twist on it. The title is an ode to when all the mobsters met in Appalachian, New York,
Ah,
when the commission got caught up. So it was like, you know, that high intensity. You know, I was reading something about it where David had mobsters running through the woods, like crazy, you know. So it's like it was that was inspiration for that. And again, it was just a fun record.
that's interesting. I'm glad you broke that one down because I wouldn't have got that.
Oh, we could be here all day breaking down every joint.
And next up, another Chuck Chan produced track, Da Vinci.
Love it. Dark, ominous, direct. Chuck Chan, man, he killed that, man. I just love it's like when I heard that beat, I thought of it as when I was young and it was late nights and I'd have to walk home, you know, from a far place. And I didn't want to call my family because they would, you know, they would have chewed me out. And it's like, you know, where we live, it can get city, but then all of a sudden it can get like woods, and you know, it's a bunch of stuff like that. So it was definitely like an ominous vibe when I was young, like trekking it back home. And that beat is actually what brought me back to that. And everything I speak on that is, you know, like of a dark a person that thinks dark. So love that joint.
And then next up, you got Kilos in the Honda Civic.
MWP, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
Denmark.
Shout out to Denmark. His you know, I don't work enough with him. I got a batch of beats. You know, sometimes, you know, the conversations, you know, get a little forgotten on both parts. It's not like we're doing it on purpose or anything, but I definitely got a link with him. I was actually featured on one of his projects. I forgot the name of it. It's got I think it was Black Tiger on it, or but I did a joint with him and Joe Rockwell. The song's called Ancient Artifacts. And that was my first introduction to him through Joe Rockwell. And that's what, you know, we kept the communication close after that. And it took all the way till now. And I'm talking about when we did that, it was like 2018, 2019, 28. No, man. Oh, that's got to be 2017. I got to do my research back on that. It's been so many years.
It was it came out in 2018, but you probably, you know, recorded and everything that time. It was
yeah.
Afterglow. That's what it was.
Afterglow. That's why I keep looking over here, because I know I have the vinyl for it.
Okay.
So
So do I.
oh man, MWP, always respectful individual. Definitely man, easy to work with, man. He'll send you a pack of beats and that's it. It's go time. He's like, you know, good dude. MWP. Shout out Denmark, man.
Yeah, man.
Great joint. Kilos in a Honda Civic. What it sounds like. Just me going crazy, raw. authentic bars, no hook, freestyle. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. And the cinematic vibe too.
Cinematic.
Yep.
Cinematic. Very cinematic.
Yeah. And for those that are not familiar with MWP, definitely check out his 2025 album, Temple of Roses.
Yeah, I checked that out. Good joint.
I mean, he's got a dope catalog, but check out his new album.
Yeah, man. He's going crazy, man.
Yep.
Got some big names too.
Yeah. Yep. 86 that, the next track.
86 that. What else is there to say? Throw it in the trash. Done that. Cancel that. Dan Murphy, man, when I heard that joint, I felt like I wanted to pop somebody in the face. It was just like that. Yeah, man. 86 that is a really good record. In choosing singles, that was the no-brainer single to move forward with.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was Dan Murphy, man. Still doesn't disappoint, man.
And then the next track, it's got your name, Sincere.
As it is, being honest is all I'm gonna say to that. Serious Beats instilled some crazy shit on that. I actually had that beat tucked away for a long time.
Mm.
That's another joint that I had to make sure I wrote that right, because the sample work on that, all the sounds in that, I had to make sure I splashed on it correctly. You know what I mean? So yeah, very good record. Probably another favorite of mine on the album. Sincere, direct, honest.
And the perfect way to end the album too.
Right. Essentially, the beginning is you looking at the masterpiece, and the end is me burning it.
Okay.
Told you, man. This starts with a vision.
Dope. Now, as a person who is a collector, and I love having my physicals, so I can just grab it and listen to it, enjoy the artwork, credits, and everything, just like I did growing up. So I have to always ask, are we going to get physicals for Sincero?
We haven't crossed that yet.
Okay.
Again, like I tell people who do ask, the possibilities are always there. We like to gauge our situations first before we decide to make those type of decisions. And of course, King Arthur does a great job at brainstorming what we're gonna do next. So you know what? That's a question for him. You want to ask him that? Go ahead. You can do that.
Got you. Dope. Now, another thing with physicals is artwork always stands out. You see the artwork, you're gonna remember certain songs, you're gonna remember certain time when you listen to it. What made you go with your picture, and tell us more about the background as well?
So the background is of a established jewelry place where we live, and it's just like one of those vibes of like just coming out of that establishment with all the gems. That was my mindset for that. We took a lot of dope photos around the way, and that one really stuck out the most. I had the gold chain on, I had the cigar, I had the I had the shirt with my birth year, with the Honda Civics. Everything on that cover is sincero in a way. and I love that cover. Shout out to King Arthur. He took those photos, man.
Okay.
He's crazy with that too. He takes perfect photos, man. Like good dude. Yeah, that's definitely us coming out the jewelry spot type vibe. Us just walking out like, yeah, this is us, man.
It is. Mm-mm. Man. Now you said High Speed Network got a lot coming, so when I get to speak to King Arthur, I know he's gonna delve into all of it.
He might. I mean, no, he's
He's
we
calculated.
it's he's very very
Yep.
calculated. And also we don't want to take like a step. We don't want to say something and then you know what I mean. And stuff gets delayed. Things happen, man. We got
Yeah.
families. We got lives. We've got stuff going on. So I think it's safe to say that we're definitely careful. But what's definitely true is this year is gonna come with a barrage of projects, and just like we are gonna be in your face with it. And also to shout out to the DJs that have been supporting, for the ones that you know really not, you're gonna have no choice soon, because all it's gonna be is High Speed Network. We are the military, so get with us or get rolled over on. Definitely need to say that.
Dope. Dope. We are only a day in since Sincero has dropped in again.
Yeah.
Diverse album speaks of your life and again your continuous journey in the music.
Right.
Need it for those that are tuning in. Definitely check his catalog. We spoke briefly about some of the other projects and some of my favorite tracks off of previous projects as well. And again, diverse, not just with the music, but we see as well, bringing the culture, your culture into the music and the other avenues. So, I mean, what else is Louie Sincere doing right now outside of dropping dope projects like this?
Now I'm working with a camera too, man.
Yes.
Baby, we diving in everything, man. We Louis Sincere, yeah, I like to keep myself busy. I like to keep my artwork fresh. I like to do something where I can leave behind, um for other people to enjoy for
Mhm.
when I'm gone. For something that my kids can hold on to for when I'm gone. Um, you know, I live and breathe this. I also take care of my family. I take care of my children. I take care of whatever it is that has whoever has given me the opportunity. I've um I've helped. I've made sure to be a selfless person.
Mhm.
And with that being said, the sky's the limit.
It
Whatever
is.
whatever it is, I'm gonna try to, I'm gonna try to be a part of it. And that's what you can look forward to for the rest of this year from us.
Great to hear that. That's dope. And who in your family did you see growing up that helped you to mold you to be a selfless person like that?
My grandmother. My grandmother 100%. My grandmother would feed people who didn't have anything. My grandmother, um, she's been through a lot and she still stays strong, and she's still strong. She's had surgery. She's strong, man. She's gone through a lot, and her strength is what taught me how to move in life, because some people fold very easily in life. I mean, not to say that nobody has problems, but we should be able to get back up,
Right.
continue this journey.
Yeah.
And that's shout out to everybody out there who's at a low or whatever it could be. Times will get better, you know. And yeah, this is what it is.
Resilient, strong,
Resilient,
strong
mentally
will. Yep,
resilient,
respect.
all
Yeah,
that strong will. Yes, sir.
respect. Yeah, man. I mean, it's a beautiful thing to always have grandparents around and to learn a lot from them. Me, as a father now, things that I was doing as a child that they would say certain things to me, automatically pop in my head when I'm around my children now. So,
Yeah,
you know,
it's those and they they don't write those type of things in books anymore,
that's right.
man.
Yep.
It's like you got to learn that from
Yep.
and keep it, because that's the problem with nowadays. Nobody wants to like really um there's a saying called si no coge consejo tú no llegas a viejo, meaning if you don't take certain advices you won't make it in life, you won't make it old. And that's big in my that's big for me. I try to really analyze all the advice I've been given and take the good out of everything that I'm being taught in life. And there's no age limit for that. You learn till your last day.
There it is. Louis Sincere. The album Sincero is out now. I will put the link up once again for everyone to go listen, support, spread the word. Definitely need to tune in, dive in. Sometimes it's best to listen to an album on your own and then also listen to it with the other group of people that how would I say it? Not a negative Nelly, so quick to judge.
Right.
Really build off of what you hear in the album. This is a prime example of an album that you can do both with and spark a really good conversation with. So I appreciate you creating a project like this.
Many more to come, and I appreciate you having me. Really. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And, definitely always welcome to come back.
You let me know.
Absolutely. Now, for all those tuning in, before we go, Louis Sincere is going to give his shout outs and also let y'all know where he can reach out to contact him.
Right. Big shout out to King Arthur. It's my guy right there. Wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for him. High Speed Network is the military. We coming this year, you know. And big shout out to everybody just supporting, man. That's really what it is in this. Like it's just the support, man. It keeps me going. Um, big shout out to my kids, because definitely keeps me young. And again, shout out to those supporting. Keep it moving. You can find me on Instagram at Iceman Louie. My band camp is Louis Sincere. And yeah, man, just keep in tune with it, and we guarantee you're gonna enjoy the ride.
There it is. Shout out to South Framingham.
South Framingham, you already know.
On
We're
behalf
here.
of, yes, indeed. On behalf of HHDG Media Crew, we're going to say peace.
Peace.